Hey y'all, this is Theron West II, and this is the Be Ready anthem, y'all. I hope y'all ready. Stay ready, be ready, 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 stay ready. Every show, new face, new dream. Young man out here building a team from the track to the court to the turf and the rings. They all grown different, but they got the same theme. Putting in work when the lights not on. Late nights, early morning, still going strong. They don't do it for the lights, they do it for the fight. Future looking bright, cause they training for their life. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. Spotlight on them, time to show love. Rather smart than dream, all star from above. The hustle in their heart, purpose in their feet, and they voice on this mic that echoes in the streets. Every episode, no cap, no fake. Just young bugs grinding, rising to the stage. Different faces, same goals. Rise above the pressure, yeah, holding goals. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. So put your hands together for my boys, Coach Tony and Carlos, for the Be Ready podcast coming on right now. Let's get it, let's go, y'all.
And we are live. Welcome, guys, to episode 104 of the Be Ready Sports Podcast, y'all.
Let's go.
We got a great show for you guys tonight on this Friday night. We are back. Ooh, we got DJ. It's been a while since we've been live. You know, with me and Coach Tony. It's been like more than a week. It's been more than a week, but hey, we're here live. Here, you know, better late than never. Let's just say that, better late than never. But here we are. Here we are on the podcast, live on YouTube. But before we get started, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get notified of when we go live. Here we are live on YouTube, so please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and things like that on YouTube. And also, scrolling down the ticker right now, follow our Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast. That's where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything related with the podcast will be there live on Instagram. And then this is where we do our podcast live on YouTube. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. All right. Without further ado, Friday night here in the Be Ready Sports Podcast, let's bring in our guest for tonight. Tonight's guest is a 10-year-old class of 2033 basketball player from the state of Florida. He is a combo guard who plays for Florida Vipers. He first found travel basketball back in February 2024. Through hard work, discipline, and training, he was able to work his way into the starting lineup for one of the most competitive teams down in South Florida. This athlete is also an elite student athlete that trains hard most days of the week. So now, please welcome to the Be Ready Sports Podcast, DJ Adams, man.
Let's go.
DJ, what's up, man?
What's up?
Nothing much. So DJ, give a little icebreaker by yourself to the audience here tonight.
So I came, busy day, just ate, and I'm here to answer some questions, go through schedule, stuff like that, and yeah.
All right, DJ, very excited you're here tonight. Very excited that you're here tonight on this Friday night here in the Be Ready Sports Podcast. All right. Without further ado, let's get right into these sports topics, shall we? All right. It's been a while since we did one of these, DJ. So usually on our show, we usually do what's called ASN history. So these are all the events that occurred on this day, but in a different year. So for example, right, let me take down this banner here. It's taking down one of the events. So for example, the first one right there, Juwan Howard swings at a Wisconsin assistant. I can't believe that's the first one that I'm talking about. But so on this day, on February 20th, 2022, that event occurred. Juwan Howard, he was a former NBA player at the time. He was a Michigan coach at the time in 2022. He's no longer the Michigan coach right now, but a pretty controversial event while he was at Michigan. Also on this day in 2025, Zach Martin, offensive guard from the Dallas Cowboys, he retired on this day after 11 seasons. He retired on this day. 2014 on this day, Canada, they win gold in the women's hockey. Speaking about hockey, guys, the Olympics is going on right now. The Olympics right now in Milan, that's going on right now. Actually, DJ, while I was in school today, in my class, my teacher put this game on between Canada and Finland today, men's hockey. Very close game, went down to the wire, but at the end, it was Canada that hit a game-winning goal with about 30 seconds left, and Canada ended up beating Finland to go to the gold medal match, and they'll be facing the winner between, I think, the U.S. or some other country. But Canada will be moving on to the gold medal match. Canada, they have a bunch of good players on that team. A lot of those players play for the NHL, a lot of star players in Canada. So they belong in that gold medal match. So, but over here, Canada, they won gold in women's hockey in 2014 on this day. So that's about 12 years ago, which is a long time ago. 2025, probably one of the more recent ones. Victor Wembanyama out for the year with a blood clot. Obviously, we found this out last year. Wemby, he had a blood clot. He was out for the year, which is very sad news, obviously, for Wemby and the Spurs at that time. Obviously, we all know what happened to Chris Bosh with his blood clot that ended his career, and we were worried. We kind of had fear that probably the same thing would happen to Wemby, but I'm glad he's away from that. He's doing great right now. He is just doing amazing right now in the NBA for the San Antonio Spurs. They're having a great season with Wemby at the helm. 2025, Canada, again, wins the Four Nations Face-Off, a very popular event in hockey. The Four Nations Face-Off, Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the U.S. Canada, they ended up being the United States. Yes, I know. Boo. Obviously, Canada beat the U.S., but they won it. They won the Four Nations Face-Off 2025 last year. 2020, Kyrie Irving out for the season. He undergoed shoulder surgery and missed the remainder of that 2020 season with the Brooklyn Nets. 2014, John Tavares from the New York Islanders was out for the remainder of the season, diagnosed with a torn MCL and a torn meniscus. Does not sound good at all, DJ. Hopefully you don't get none of those injuries, because those...
Hope not.
Yes, hopefully not, 'cause those sound bad. Those sound very bad. 2018, the Buccaneers, they released Doug Martin, who was a running back after 6 seasons. He was a late first-round pick back in 2012 and had a fantastic rookie season, but the Buccaneers, they released him after 6 seasons. 2023, the Clippers, they signed Russell Westbrook. They signed Russell Westbrook back in 2023. 2014, the Pacers acquired Evan Turner for the Pacers. That was back in 2014. Wow, that's a long time ago. And then 2019, number 8 North Carolina, the Tar Heels, they knocked off Duke in a great game over there in Durham, North Carolina. And that was actually the same game, DJ, that Zion played in there, but he got injured, and that was when I don't know if you've seen this clip, but that was when Zion he got injured, but his shoe literally like torn off, basically. Like
his whole shoe came apart.
Yeah. So that was the game that happened. Yeah, so Zion was out because he got injured, and North Carolina, they ended up being Duke in that game, which is crazy. And it's so crazy that happened 7 years ago till this day. Like everything from 2019 is like starting to become, 7-8 years ago, starting to become very old, unfortunately. And then 2023, the Suns, they acquired Marcus Morris. All right, DJ. So a lot of events on there, a lot of explaining from me, a lot of those events. So which event on there like sticks out to you the most? Like the event that like sounds interesting to you?
Kyrie and
Kyrie.
Russell. I didn't know Russell got signed to the Clippers in 2023.
Yeah, so Westbrook, I think, yeah, so he's been all over the place.
I thought it was like 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, I thought so
Hmm,
too. But 2023. So,
guess not.
DJ, you know where Westbrook is now?
Um, yes, but no, I can't think of it right now.
Do you want to guess?
Um, I want to go with the. I know this is a stupid answer, but Warriors.
It's close though. The Warriors are close. It's close,
I
and
know
the
that
rivals.
their home team colors white and yellow.
No, they're
I'm
not
pretty.
wearing yellow.
Um. mm, I don't know.
He's with the
Really?
Sacramento Kings.
That. Oh, wait, what? The Kings?
Yes, I know. Crazy, right?
He's been on so many teams. I can't even. I don't even know no more.
And you know he played for the Nuggets for some time, right?
Yes, he did.
He's not playing for too many teams at this point. He's going from team to team. And
He has
speaking
to
about team to
retire.
team, well,
He's old.
speaking about retire, it, and that was actually what happened to Chris Paul. He kept going from team to team to team. Like he left the Clippers, went to Toronto, and then I guess Toronto didn't want him, so he was stuck with nowhere but to retire. So he was been all over the place, and it was time for CP3 to retire. But all right, so you said that Kyrie Irving out for the season, and then Russell Westbrook stood out to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, guys, that is the ASN history. You guys can check them out on ASN Throwback on Instagram. They do this every day. So this was the February 20th edition of ASN history. So there it is right there. All right, now let's get into some of these sports topics. So we're gonna talk about college basketball games that occurred during the week. All right, so this game, Arizona and BYU, the rematch between these two. Arizona ended up winning the last one at BYU. BYU made a late rally, but Arizona ended up winning it. At that time, Arizona was the number one team in the country, but obviously a loss at Kansas and Texas Tech dropped them down all the way down to 4, but they were able to get on track with a win over AJ DeBonsa, who, by the way, if you guys don't know who AJ DeBonsa is, he is a very elite athlete, one of the top players in the country. And right now, DJ, he's a projected top 5 pick in the NBA draft next year. So, yes, this freshman class is loaded, and they definitely had 2 with AJ DeBonsa for BYU, and for Arizona, they have this guy named Koa Pete, who I mentioned back in game 1 when they played Florida, kind of stood out to me. 75-68, Arizona, they end up winning, getting on track against a pretty good BYU team. All right, so DJ, so what are your thoughts on that, basically?
Crazy. I don't know how Arizona is still up there, but they are.
Yeah, they always find a way. They always find a way. But hey, Arizona, they're number 4 right now. They're number 4. They're sticking in there. Arizona has a big game coming up tomorrow night. Tomorrow, not night, is at 3 p.m. But I will talk about that game later on. So I'll talk about that game later on, which there's 2 pretty big games, DJ, this weekend for college basketball. So I'll talk about that later on, those 2 big games that I don't think we've seen before in a while. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But
All right.
So let's see. All right, let's see. Now, there was a reason why I did 2, DJ. There's a reason why I did 2. And by the way, you can ask Coach Tony this. I never do 2 of the sound the alarms. You know why, DJ? Because if you look at the score here, Creighton, who is a good team out of the Big East, they haven't been the best, but they're like a 500 team. So basically, their record, DJ, is basically right now 14-13, but at the time it was 13-13. So the record was 500. So it was like in the middle, basically, against a UConn team who is top 5 team in the country. But the reason why I ranked it twice, DJ, because they just got upsetted, I believe, last night, but it wasn't on the road. The game was at home. A shocking loss at home with UConn. A shocking loss. I did not expect this. I didn't expect this because the last time these two played, DJ, UConn, number 5, well, probably at the time they were 5 or maybe a little bit above, but they went to Creighton and basically blew the doors off them the last time they played. But this is pretty shocking because Creighton went into UConn and won over there at UConn, and a shocking loss indeed for the Huskies, and shocking. So DJ, so what are your thoughts on that score right there and basically this game?
I mean, the court does matter. It's not the player. It's the player and the court. That's for me. Because if I don't have a good hoop, I can't make no shots. I can't.
Yeah.
And UConn's a really good team.
They are. They're a pretty good program. Their head coach, Dan Hurley, he was offered the Lakers job earlier, probably like in the offseason of college basketball. He was offered the Lakers job, but he simply denied it. And he's here with UConn, a top 5 team in the country, but they lose. So I don't know if they're going to be top 5 after this when the new rankings come out, but I guess we'll see how far they drop. Will they be top 10? I don't know, but definitely a shocking loss indeed for UConn as they lose to Creighton. All right, so let's move on here. This was a great game, DJ, between two probably of the best freshmen in the country. Arkansas and Alabama. What a game this was. Went into double overtime. But at the end, Arkansas, they had foul trouble. So basically, like our motto, right? Be ready, stay ready. Arkansas definitely needed that motto. You know why, DJ?
No.
Yeah, so basically foul trouble, right? So basically, I think 4 of their players fouled out of that game. So that means they had to bring in some guys that are not supposed to play in overtime. So basically, these 2 guys, one of them only played 20 minutes the entire season, got in, and then the other 15 minutes. So basically, these 2 players, they were given an opportunity of their whole careers. Obviously, in the middle of a big game, in overtime, you don't play a lot, but you get into the game with everything on you, a chip on your shoulder and everything, with all the pressure. And, it's definitely hard to handle because obviously, you don't get to play a lot. And then you get in all of a sudden against a great team in Alabama and you try your best, but there was one player though that's been on the floor, a lot this season. He goes by the name of Darius Acuff Jr. What a game he had. DJ, remember that name, Darius Acuff Jr. He had 49 points in this game. 49 points. I believe he set a record over there for Arkansas. Set a record, I think, for the freshman record for Arkansas, but they still lost. Arkansas had a chance to send it to triple overtime, but however, they missed a putback dunk at the end. Alabama ends up winning. And yeah, Alabama, they knock off Arkansas. So DJ, what are your thoughts on everything I just said and basically the score that you see?
I don't know how you miss a putback dunk, but you got to get subbed right back out. If you miss a putback dunk and you're like over 6 foot and you have hops, you're done. And you costed us the game, you're not going back on that court.
Yeah, true.
There's no way.
Yeah, true. So true. But, the putback dunk was at the very end, so had a chance to send it to triple overtime, but ended up missing the putback dunk, and Alabama ends up winning. Alabama, number 25 in the country. They were just newly ranked over there in the rankings. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They're doing really good right now. They got to go to LSU tomorrow night. LSU not so much of a good basketball team compared to their football team. That's for Alabama. For Arkansas, meanwhile, they got to bounce back from this, but don't worry. Arkansas, they're still a talented team, but the reason why they lost was because of foul trouble. And if Arkansas can take care of that problem of foul trouble, Arkansas would have won this game if it wasn't for foul trouble. But
Yeah.
foul trouble occurs. They got Missouri at home. Missouri's a dangerous team, but I guess we'll see how they do. It's at home, so we'll see how they do. All right, let's move on here to another upset. This is another upset that occurred in late night. Texas Tech, who beat Arizona, who beat the number one team on the road the game before, but went across town to Tempe, Arizona, still the same state, not the same city, but the same state, and they lost to an Arizona State team who is pretty mid right now. Who's pretty mid. They're not like ranked, but they were 13 and 12 during this game, so they were like average. But they were at home, dangerous game. Texas Tech ended up losing. They ended up losing 72-67 in that game. Yeah, so DJ, so what are your thoughts on this? Another upset. Arizona State, who's average, they beat a very good Texas Tech team.
I mean, Texas Tech was a good game, but a good team. I'm guessing there's a bunch of missed layup shots because the score really wasn't that high for these teams. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, kind of a little bit low scoring. I agree with you, DJ. A little bit low scoring compared to the other scores, but Arizona State ends up getting the win in late night. By the way, bad news for Texas Tech. They actually lost their star player in that game, DJ. JT Toppin. He's one of the top players in the country. Had an amazing season, but he ended up tearing his ACL in that game. And unfortunately, he's out for the year. And that
ACLs end careers.
Yes, they do. We've heard too many stories about it. Torn ACLs, that basically ends your season. And a very bad time for Texas Tech to lose their star player because they're in a conference that is loaded. They're in a loaded conference. Okay, so DJ, so you know that there's 4 teams in the Big 12, right? 4 teams that are ranked in the top 10. 4. Just let alone from that conference. 4. And there's 5 from the Big 12 that are in the top 15. So that basically tells you how loaded that conference is. And this is a bad time to lose your star player in JT Toppin because we're near in March. And if you guys know basketball, guys, March is a big month for basketball. NCAA tournament, everybody's on their A game and everything. The hype, March Madness, everything, all the hype about March. It's coming. It's near. And then you lose your star player for Texas Tech, which is terrible. So, DJ, what are your thoughts on the news I just said about JT Toppin? And, yeah, just about losing your star player for Texas Tech.
Losing your star player, it sucks. It stinks. Torn ACL is even worse. But, yeah, that's like the Pacers. They lost Tyrese Halliburton in the final game.
Yeah, with Tyrese, obviously he got hurt in Game 7, which if he would have played, who knows, would the Pacers would have won over there at OKC? Would the thing be different? But unfortunately, we would never know. And unfortunately, for Texas Tech, they lose not only this game, but they lose their star player. And they're in a tough situation right now, but hopefully, they can come around as a team because usually in these times, the team, usually teams get stronger together as a team. You lose your star player, you come together as a team, and basically, big question here for Texas Tech, will they get stronger from this or will they get affected by this? That's something that we'll find out in these next couple of games into the conference tournament. Will they make March Madness? I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. Will they get a higher seed as they did before with JT Toppin? Maybe not, but we'll see what happens. Will they get stronger from this, or will they get weaker from this? That's the question that we'll find out, DJ, in these next couple of games for Texas Tech. Their next game, let's see, their next game is against Kansas State, a team who just fired their head coach. Texas Tech is at home for this game, so should be a good bounce back game for Texas Tech. So we'll see if Texas Tech, if they can bounce back from this loss and get stronger as a team. We'll see down the line. And ring it again. This week has been crazy, DJ, because I think that's 3 times I've ring the alarm. 3? Yeah, so as you can see there, a top 10 team went down. Another top 10 team goes down. Nebraska. Nebraska, they had a good start to the season. Pretty good start to the season. They're a really good team over there in the Big Ten Conference. They go down against an Iowa team who can make March Madness. They can make March Madness. They're not like those average teams that beat, that won in upset games. They're actually a little bit better. They're 19-7 right now. So they're a pretty good team compared to the Arizona States, the Craytons. Like, they're actually a little bit better. They're 19-7 right now. They're a dangerous team, and they just proved how dangerous they are because they just knocked off a top 10 team in Nebraska. So DJ, so what are your thoughts on this win? Iowa, who is
I'm not surprised. Iowa's really good, high-ranked team. Nebraska is also a really good team, but Iowa has the mentality to win because they work hard, they play hard, they don't give up. Even when they're tired, they push through. And yeah.
For sure, indeed. Iowa, they're projected to be in the March Madness tournament, and this win just helped their case even more. They helped their case even more. Big time win for Iowa. They're 19-7. Pretty good record. They're 1 win away from 20 wins, which is a great accomplishment for Iowa. Next game, they got to turn it right around because on Sunday afternoon, they got to take on a Wisconsin team who is very dangerous, and they got to go to Wisconsin. So for Iowa, so DJ, so I'm starting to see a pattern with these wins. So for Texas Tech, I mentioned, right, that they had a big win. Well, yeah, big win at Arizona, but then they lose to Arizona State. Like, I'm starting to see a pattern with some of these college basketball teams. You get a big win, you're up there, you're up there in the top of the mountain, but then the next week after you play an average team or another ranked team, and basically you lose. So like, what are your thoughts on that? Basically,
it's crazy. You beat a really good team, so then why don't you just play the same way and beat the other team even more? It happened, yes, I get that. It happened to us in the finals against the team we played in Alabama. We should have most definitely blew them out, but we didn't really play that well, so we lost in the semifinals to qualify. But yeah.
Yeah, indeed. It's a weird pattern in college basketball, but that's college basketball for you guys. That's college basketball, guys. DJ and you guys in the audience, that's college basketball. It's crazy. You have ups, you got downs. It's like a roller coaster ride. But hey, let's see if Iowa, can get a big win at Wisconsin. And if they get a win, that'll be 2 top 25 wins in a row for Iowa, and they may be ranked. If Iowa can win, they might be ranked. So we'll see if they can, pull through and get a win on Sunday afternoon. All right, so now let's talk about this one. Oof.
Blowout.
Yes. I'm not going to blow the horn for... do you want me to blow the horn, DJ? To sound the alarm? Want me to do it? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, so I wasn't gonna sound the alarm for this one, but since DJ told me, let's just do it. And yes, on paper, yes, this is an upset. But the reason why I didn't kind of see this as an upset, DJ, because if you guys been following college basketball, North Carolina, they're out with their star player. He goes by the name of Caleb Wilson, who is once again one of those freshmen that's one of the best in the country, who is a top 5 draft pick next year. They were out with him, and I knew that North Carolina is nothing without Caleb Wilson, and they have to go on the road against an in-state rival team, an NC State who is dangerous, who is a very dangerous team that had a lot of hype in the offseason about about a head coach from McNeese who did very well at McNeese, goes to NC State, changes the culture, brings in some really great players into NC State, and basically people are saying like, could NC State win the ACC? Could they give teams like Duke a run for their money? And we just saw right there with NC State, they just blew the doors off North Carolina there. They won by 68, by 24. They won by 24 points, which is insane. North Carolina State, the Wolfpack, they are a dangerous team in the ACC, and they just knocked off a North Carolina team, the Tar Heels. DJ, so what are your thoughts on this score?
I mean, NC State is, as you said, very dangerous. They have lock-up defense, pretty good offense, and North Carolina, without their star player, they're nothing. They can't do anything. So,
yeah, I agree. It kind of saw right there. Carolina's nothing without Caleb Wilson, and he got hurt against Miami the game before. So there's no timetable for him to return, which I don't know if he's going to return. He might. Like, kind of unlike the situation with JT Topping where we know he's going to be out. We kind of don't know about Caleb Wilson. Will he come back for, I don't know, the end of March? Will he come back for the NCAA tournament? We'll see. But Carolina, definitely a tough loss, a bad loss, a very bad one. So Carolina, they got to bounce back right away before this one goes swirling out of control, and before they go from NCAA tournament team into a bubble team, which bubble team means on the fence basically to making it. So depends. They got to go on the road tomorrow afternoon to Syracuse, a dangerous place to play at Syracuse at the Dome. They're a pretty good team, but it's a dangerous place to play. I don't know how it's dangerous, but they call it as dangerous over there at the Dome in Syracuse. So we'll see what happens. Can they bounce back? Because if they don't, DJ, it's going to swirl out of control over there at Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So that's that. All right, so let's move on here. A big upset again. I kind of didn't want to do this for this one because I actually like this team. I kind of hopped in the bandwagon with this team, the St. Louis Billikens. I've been a fan of them. I like the way they're winning. Basically, I like the way they're winning. Number 18 in the country, represented for the mid-major D1 schools. Number 18 in the country. That's something that's not given to anybody over there in the conference where they're at. Number 18, they're doing really good. They were doing really good. They were 24-1 before this game, but a rare loss against Rhode Island, a team who is average. Another average team, guys. Another average team, but they lose on the road against a Rhode Island team who brought their A game essentially. So, and they knocked off a red hot St. Louis team. So, DJ, so what are your thoughts on this upset? Rhode Island.
It's hard. I mean, if they won this game, they would be probably really high ranked. They would be 25-0. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. And I mean, I think Rhode Island is, yes, I agree, an average team. And I don't know how they won, but they did. I mean, yeah, it's hard losing to an average team.
Yeah, it is. Crazy. St. Louis, they were 24-1 before this game. Their only loss, DJ, was like, Their only loss was back in November, back in 2025, when they lost to Stanford by a game winner. So the game wasn't like a blowout against Stanford. Like they actually competed, and they lost by a game winner. So if it wasn't for that game winner, St. Louis would essentially be undefeated right now. But it's tough to say that because what if they would have won that game? Probably later on they would have had a tough loss, maybe. But they're 24-1, very strong team. They ended up losing to Rhode Island. They're actually playing right now, actually on ESPN2. They're actually playing a really good team right now in VCU. They're actually playing a really good team. So we'll see if they can bounce back the Billikens. They're doing really good. Hopefully they can keep it up. They're supposed to be in the NCAA tournament if they can win their conference, or maybe they don't need to win the conference because, they're number 18. They're top 20, which DJ, for the conference that they're in, it's rare for that to happen. Mm-hmm. For them to be number 18, it's rare. But St. Louis, they're like that. They're a really good team. They got somebody there named Robbie Avila, who's a great player. He's a shooter, but even when he's off with shooting, he can still affect the game without shooting. So that's how elite that player is, and he's like the main guy over there at St. Louis. But St. Louis, they lost to Rhode Island. I believe this was 2 days ago, maybe a day ago. They're playing right now against VCU, so hopefully they can bounce back from this.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move on to this game. This game happened, I believe, on a Monday. This occurred on a Monday or Tuesday. This was earlier in the week. This was way earlier in the week. Houston, Iowa State. These two teams are very similar. Very similar defense, high on defense, and shooters. Teams with similar styles. Houston, obviously, they got Kingston Flemings, one of the top freshmen in the country. He's a very elite player over there at Houston. He was doing his thing. Emmanuel Sharp, the veteran from Houston, he was lining it up from three. And obviously Houston's defense was a factor in this game. But at the end, Iowa State, they get the win. And very impressed by this Iowa State team. I was watching that game, DJ, and I was very impressed with Iowa State. And hey, Iowa State, if they can keep this train up, they're 23-3 right now, DJ. If they can keep this train up, I might have to consider them as one of the best teams in the country. Well, probably right now they're one of the best, but if they can keep this up and handle business, anything's possible for that Cyclones team. So, yeah. DJ, what are your thoughts with this win for Iowa State?
I mean, big win. As you said, they should definitely keep it going. If they can keep it going, I would also say that they're one of the top teams, one of them. And this win is really big for them. They needed this. And, yeah, that's all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely Iowa State, very good team. They actually have some star players on this team. I'm actually named a few. There's actually one. He goes by the name of Milan. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but his first name's Milan. Allegedly, they said on the broadcast that he's the best shooter in college basketball, percentage-wise, apparently. So, yes,
nice to know
that he's the best shooter in the country, percentage-wise. I guess that's true because they said on the broadcast that he's actually a 51.3% shooter, which is crazy from three, which is very good. So that means he makes more than 50%. So they said on the broadcast that he was the top shooter percentage-wise in the country, and he was definitely lining it up. And then also another player I want to talk about, Joshua Jefferson, forward, number 5. He really impressed me, his length. And the thing with Iowa State, DJ, that if you watch the highlights of this game, is their length. Iowa State's length. Their length was definitely kind of popped out to me. Their length, shooting, defense, that combination itself definitely made Iowa State a dangerous team. But here they are. They beat a Houston team. They beat Houston at home in front of a great home crowd. Iowa State has one of the most underrated home environments in college basketball. Like if you saw that game, that place was rocking. The student section was rocking. They're probably the most underrated um, environment in college basketball. Yeah, so they're 23-3 at Iowa State, DJ. They're 23-3. They got to go to BYU next. So see if Iowa State can keep the ball rolling. And I want them to keep winning because I want them, I want them to be in the conversation of the best teams in the country. So hopefully they can keep it up. All right, let's move on here. Michigan, big game, top 7 matchup, but the number 1 team in the country, Michigan, they go on the road to Purdue, a team who was on a 3-game losing streak, but then they had a big win against Nebraska on the road, and low-key they started surging. They were low-key going up in this game, but Michigan, they put Purdue right in their place, and they showed why they're the best team in the country. So DJ, so what are your thoughts on this game here?
I mean, my dad's from Michigan. I like Michigan, how they play. They are a high top tier defensive team, and they have a really good offense. When they need to get to the rim, they get to the rim. When they have to shoot, they shoot. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Michigan, their head coach is Dusty May, DJ. So do you know where Dusty May was before he was at Michigan?
No, I don't.
Florida Atlantic, FAU. Yeah, so he was down here in South Florida. He actually sent FAU to the Final Four. Actually, they made it all the way to the Final Four, and they lost by a game winner. They had a chance to go to the national championship game, but they lost by a game winner. So, yeah, so that's unfortunate. But they had a lot of players in that team that are currently, doing well. So basically a year after that Final Four, they had some players transfer to some big time schools. So they had a very elite team over there at FAU. May is now in Michigan, obviously changing the culture, doing a great job, and they've showed that they're the number 1 team in the country. So Michigan knocks off Purdue on the road. All right, now this is why I say that this tomorrow is going to be a big day. So as you guys can see, those 2 games right there, those some big time games, DJ. You got number 2 Houston. We were just talking about Houston. Defense, shooting, great team. They're going to take on Arizona, a team that we talked about. We talked about against BYU. Big win, Arizona. They have a dangerous team. They got dangerous guards, a big in the name of Koa Pete, who is a great rebounder. That game will be going on at 3 o'clock on ABC. And then the primetime matchup, you got number 1 Michigan, who has showed that they're the top team in the country. They will take on number 3 Duke, who I believe is one of the best teams, probably second behind Michigan. But in my opinion, DJ, Michigan, Duke, I think the winner of that game is the best team in the country in my eyes. Do you think so?
I'm going to call Duke going to get the win.
Duke. Okay. And by the way, that Michigan-Duke game will be in Washington, D.C., so it won't be a home game. It's going to be a neutral site game, which is perfect. So it's not going to favor either side, home advantage. We're going to find out. 2 great teams in a neutral site, 6:30 p.m. on ESPN, primetime game on ESPN. We're going to find out who's the better team. Neutral site, let's do this. 6:30 p.m. on ESPN. Final Four type matchup. Yeah, indeed. 2 against 4, 1 against 3. So, yeah. So, top teams definitely going down. By the way, DJ, there's a chat on I don't know if you can see the chat. It's in the bottom right screen. Okay, you see it. So you see all the support that you're getting from your fans. Apologies, guys, for not seeing your comments. I was literally on a roll with college basketball, but here, you guys can keep on supporting DJ. DJ's seeing him. He's seeing the support you guys are giving, and keep it going with the support. We got a long show to go, so keep on going with the support. All right, guys. So, all right. So that's Final Four. All right, so here's unbelievably crazy here. Highest paid athletes. I found this on Instagram, found this on Fox. The highest paid athletes, I believe this was as of February 17th.
Baseball.
via Sport Rack. Yeah, so basically all the major time sports: MLS, NHL, NBA, MLB, and NFL. So as you can see, the highest paid NFL player is Dak Prescott. The highest paid baseball player, Shohei Ohtani, obviously. Highest paid NBA player, Jason Tatum. NHL, Leon Draisaitl, who is a great player, a very good player over at Edmonton. And then obviously MLS with Lionel Messi. So DJ, so what sticks out to you over here with the highest paid athletes?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, 62.8 mil. That is just wow.
How does he make this much money? In my opinion, I know for you Boston fans out there, it's you can. It's my opinion, not yours, but I don't think Jason Tatum is a very good player. So that's my opinion. I don't know how Giannis is not making more than him. I don't like Giannis is a dog. He's tall. He's big. He's like I can't. He's just different. He's built different.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He's lengthy, and his first step is not like everyone's first step. Let's just say that.
No,
like it's
not at all.
Lengthy indeed. So yeah, so as you guys can see there, those are the highest paid athletes. Some big time names on that. On this list of major professional sports in the U.S. So yeah, so those are the big time names in sports. All right. So before we move on, I want to show you one college basketball clip, DJ. We're in the unbelievably crazy segment. I forgot to mention that we're in the unbelievably crazy segment. So here's a college basketball clip I saw. It was Austin P versus North Florida. Good game between these two, but the ending, a 1 in a million ending. So here, just watch this. And here it is.
Play. Jackson takes it. Now Jackson sealed off. And it looks like he's going to lose the ball. And he called a timeout. They have no timeouts left. They have no timeouts left. Austin P just called a timeout. And that's going to be a tech. There's Cameron Oriole now for a chance at the win. Let's launch a three here. They do the baseball pass down the court. And unbelievable, Brookshire able to get the ball and didn't go in time. He got the loose ball and put in the winner.
So what are your thoughts on that, DJ?
That's crazy. The putback, best part.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely the putback. But what's crazy about that clip? Technical foul call, because obviously, DJ, I'm pretty sure you know this. You can't call timeout when you have no timeouts. You can't call timeout. So basically, they try and call timeout. The player found out that they had no timeouts. Ended up getting a technical. They had 2 free throws. North Florida missed 1, made 1. Ended up being a 1-point game. And then Austin P with the nonchalant football throw up into the air, and then the putback to win the game in a game that they shouldn't have won. But they won it. Austin P, they're the number 1 in their conference in the Atlantic Sun. If they can win their conference, they'll definitely make March Madness. North Florida, one of the bottom teams in that conference, and they almost pulled off the upset, but they fell short. So that's that for college basketball. But before we get into the Q&A, DJ, I just want to mention one more thing. This happened last weekend, NASCAR racing. I'm going to explain the connection between basketball and NASCAR in a minute. But here, Tyler Reddick ends up winning the NASCAR Daytona 500, one of the great events in sports. And they call it the Great American Race. It is the pure American event in Daytona. Happens every year. Happened last weekend in Daytona, basically signaling the season. The first race of the NASCAR season. And as you can see, Tyler Reddick ends up winning this race. But he didn't even have a lead in this race, DJ. He didn't even take a lead in this race. He didn't even take a lead once. So basically in the Daytona 500, they do 200 laps, right, with the cars. 200 laps, and they split it down to stages. So basically they do 50 stages, 100 stages, and then 50. So during all those 200 laps, Tyler Reddick did not take a lead once until this happened. Here's the clip.
Hocevar in the wall, turned around in front of the field. Around goes Jones. Ricky Stenhouse to the front. Elliott around the outside. Still green. Reddick on the bottom. Reddick, Elliott. The help's on the outside. Here comes Chase Elliott. Can it be?
Yeah,
Chase
Stenhouse
Elliott.
stuck in the middle with no help.
Zane Smith with him. On the bottom is Tyler Reddick. They come up single file. Zane Smith's going to have one shot at Chase Elliott, NASCAR champion, most popular driver, trying for the win, and Reddick to the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes Herbst, and Tyler Reddick comes to the line.
Wow.
A shower of sparks behind him. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
So what are your thoughts on that, DJ?
Crazy. If that one guy didn't crash, he would not have won that.
Yeah, so crazy. That car that was in front, the white car, that was Chase Elliott. He's one of the more popular racers. He had the chance to win it. But a late crash near the finish line, and Tyler Reddick, he was in the front of the crash, and he just ran away with it. Tyler Reddick ends up winning it. But here's the connection between basketball and Tyler Reddick, DJ. So did you know that Tyler Reddick, his car was owned by Michael Jordan? So Michael Jordan was a part of his team, was a part of his NASCAR team. So basically, Michael Jordan was a part of 4 teams in the NASCAR race, and one of them was Tyler Reddick. So I think it's safe to say, Coach Tony, if you're in the chat, that I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT. You know why? Because Michael Jordan can say he's a Daytona 500 winner. LeBron cannot say that. So
Well,
DJ,
I think AI is the best NBA player of all time.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Well, the reason is because he's the only person in NBA history who crossed up Michael Jordan in a game. Where he hit a little in and out cross. He had Michael Jordan on his heels, and then he got an easy pull-up jumper.
Very interesting take, DJ. You know, my co-host would definitely love that. Would love to hear it. Because we're doing this mini series now. If you guys haven't been looking, but we're doing this mini series. Well, my co-host is doing this mini series about the GOAT debate, and basically, he's talking about the GOAT debate: Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. He's talking about those players. So if you guys have a chance, you guys can check that out. But Michael Jordan was a part of Tyler Reddick's team, and Michael Jordan can call himself a Daytona 500 winner, and LeBron can't say that, and LeBron can't say that. So I'll just end it there. And DJ, you ready for your Q&A?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of sports topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ. That's what happens when you don't go live in a full week. But when you don't go live like in a week, that's what happens. But we got it all through. And now let's learn about you, shall we? All right.
Yes.
DJ. So, what inspired you to play basketball?
So, I got inspired to play basketball while I was at school. I used to play like kickball, stuff like that. Then somebody called me over to try, hey, come here, come shoot with us. And I started shooting, and I'm like, this is fun. So I started doing it for a couple of recesses. And then I was like, this is really fun. So first, I started playing Upward, if you know what that is. It's like Boca Hoops.
Okay.
And then I played Boca Hoops. Then I went to the team I'm on right now, and I'm still playing, waiting for the future to happen. Let's see what happens.
For sure. I really do miss kickball.
Yeah.
I miss kickball. Those
Fun,
good old
fun thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, DJ, in high school, you don't get recess anymore. You don't get recess anymore in high school or middle school either. So enjoy those recesses while you can, obviously, because you miss it while you get older. Kickball, playing football, obviously playing basketball. Obviously, you miss it as you get older, but enjoy while you're young over there in elementary school. Obviously, enjoy it while it lasts. All right,
Mhm.
indeed. All right. So, which side of the ball you like playing better, offense or defense, and why?
Offense, mostly because I get to dribble, shoot, and get to the rim.
All
It's
right,
fun. So,
gotcha. All right. So, what is your training/practice schedule like during the week?
so on Monday I do shooting and ball handling. Tuesday is strength and conditioning. Wednesday and Thursday are 2-hour practices. And then Friday, maybe once in a blue moon, I have an extra practice. And then weekends, most of the time, sometimes are tournaments. And if not, they're just off days for resting.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Your body needs rest. Obviously, your body needs rest, and got to get those rest days in. But 2-hour practices for you guys in fifth grade. Wow, that's you guys are
Well,
definitely.
I trained from fourth grade up to eighth grade in one practice for 2 hours.
Oh wow,
So,
2 hours for you. For as young as you are, 2 hours. That's just crazy to me because obviously in high school you practice for 2 hours in high school, sometimes an hour and 30, 2 hours. But and as young as you are, doing 2 hours, hey, that's big time. It's
yeah.
big time, getting that experience early, especially Florida Vipers, one of the top programs. Obviously, you got to be a very elite team, so I like it. All right. Um, by the way, before I get to the next question, shout out Tyler in the chat. Tyler, I see your comment. Tyler, he's very supportive. He's very supportive of the channel, so I obviously gotta shout him out. So, shout out to you, Tyler. All right, so DJ, what is your favorite move on the basketball court?
Probably also an in and out cross.
In and out cross. Okay. All right. So, what are your strengths as a basketball player?
My strength as a basketball player is shooting and being able to get to the rim.
Shooting. Okay, getting able to the rim. All right, gotcha. All right. So, where's your favorite 3-point shot? Where's your favorite spot?
Either the wing, like a deep wing, or a corner.
Deep wing or corner. All right, gotcha. All right. So, what is something that you want to improve on in your game?
My left hand layups and floaters. Well, mostly floaters.
Gotcha. Yeah, very important. You got to work on that weekend and also floaters. Very important. All right. So, as a guard, do you like playing against a man or zone defense, and why?
I like playing against a man because you can go one-on-one and easily get to the basket for an easy lay. And if you have another guy that has a mismatch and like your big man, you can hit him in the paint to back him down. Easy off backboard glass bucket.
Yeah, so true. All right. So, what do you do to mentally prepare for a game?
So, before 2 hours before the game, no electronics, because what it does to your brain, my dad says, is as it rots your brain, because
Yeah.
like you can't focus, you don't play at your highest, you don't play your best, and like you're not locked in, and you turn the ball over a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely so true. Obviously today's society, obviously it's phones. Obviously, you can't
Yeah.
do anything without a phone. Obviously, us with the Be Ready Sports podcast, we obviously need phones, obviously, to post sports news. Like me, I post sports news. I post these college basketball things every time. Need the phone. But obviously, pretty unique. That you got no phones for before the game. Pretty unique. All right, pretty unique how you approach a game. I like it. I like it. So, what's your favorite basketball memory so far?
My favorite basketball memory is when I got my first ever and one against a team called Bad Boys.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was hype. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely getting an and one, is definitely, hyped, definitely hyped. And especially your first and one. Oh, yeah, it's probably extra hyped.
hmm
Hey, that's, crazy, amazing. All right, so what makes you a good teammate, DJ?
What makes me a good teammate is I can easily get into the paint, draw my teammate's defender, kick it for an easy shot, and I can hit open passes for like cuts and stuff like that.
Gotcha. All right. So what is your favorite NBA team and why?
I support the Miami Heat. That's
Okay.
my team. Most people say I'm stupid for doing it, but I don't care. The Heat have been around for a while now, and we need something special. Like as people have been looking on like TikTok stuff like that, that John Morant might be getting traded, but I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, the
But
Heat, what happened, DJ? You good?
oh, nothing. No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, that was it? Okay. Yeah, with the Miami Heat, they're, by the way, it's also my team as well, the Miami Heat. So we got something in common there. But number two, something weird about the Miami Heat, they always miss out on the star player, basically. They had a chance
Yeah.
to get Dame Lillard. Had a great chance to get Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard actually said he wanted to come to Miami, but we didn't get that working. I heard that Kevin Durant had a chance to come to Miami. I think Westbrook had a chance to come to Miami. We were close to getting stars, especially John Morant, one of them that's may come here. Giannis, but unfortunately that might not be until the off season because obviously they didn't do it during the trade deadline. But with the Heat, it's weird, But the Heat, they always find a way, to be competitive, make the play in, get in as a 7 or 8 seed, and cause chaos. Basically, you can never doubt the Heat in the playoffs. You can never doubt them. Obviously the culture and all that. Eric Spoelstra, now head coach of Team USA. Obviously, he's gonna be, he's a great coach. Gonna be future Hall of Famer when it's said and done. But the Heat, they might not be seen as a contender right now in the East, but when it comes playoff time, you can never doubt the Heat. So, all right. So, who do you idolize your game to?
I do both Kyrie and Jalen Brunson.
Okay, why those two?
For ball handling and finishing at the rim, I do. So for finishing like layups, like going like this, Kyrie, because he's famous for that.
Oh, yeah.
And for Jalen Brunson, I follow him going up off of 2 feet. Because he's one of the best NBA players to go off of 2 feet currently.
Yes,
Well,
so true.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely, keep that in your brain for like the next level. Again, playing with, because obviously, play with 2 feet, that's what's gonna help you in the next level. So I'm gonna just say that. All right. All right. So here's a fun question. What arena would you love to play in, like for one game? What arena would you love to play in?
Miami Heat Arena. Don't even ask me that twice.
Okay, so
Best arena in the history of any sport.
so the Kaseya Center. Okay, yeah, it's a very nice arena. Very nice arena. I've been there many times. I'm pretty sure you've been there many times. It's a
I've actually never been to a Heat game.
never.
No.
Okay. Hey, hopefully one day. Hopefully one day you can, DJ. Hopefully you could, because
I've been to football games many of times, but never a basketball game because whenever I want to go, the tickets are always so expensive.
Yeah, so true. Definitely those tickets. But hey, one day you got to get yourself to a Heat game. Over there at that beautiful arena. It's a beautiful arena. Definitely an experience. So if you could meet any sports athlete, DJ, could be basketball, football, soccer, anybody, who would it be and why?
I would do probably LeBron James, because if I have something with me and I met him and I got like a card or jersey signed, I could keep that in a frame, something like that. I can keep it. I can dap him up. Yeah, dapping up the goat's like a dream come true. Like you don't want to like wash your hand after that.
Yeah, no, literally, you don't, right? You
You
just
don't.
don't. Hey, well, yeah, no, definitely, it's that important, Yeah, dapping up LeBron James, that's big time.
Hmm.
So, so besides basketball, what other sport would you like to try and why?
I would like to do football personally because there's not really another other sport that has a lot of like hitting and like contact. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
running into other people and like bumping into people, running, like keeping you in shape. There's not really a bunch of other sports that have that.
yeah, no, not really.
So,
But football, that's definitely physical, hard hitting. If you like that, football's your sport. So, all right,
mhm.
try football. All right. So, last question, DJ. What are your favorite hobbies / interests to do outside of basketball?
I like to go fishing, um, hanging out with friends in my neighborhood, riding around on my bike, chilling, hanging out, um, doing a bunch of stuff, hanging out with my friend that goes to my school. Shout out Henry Demick. So yeah.
Yes, also DJ, by the way, you can give as many shout outs as you can. You can shout out your parents, family, people in the chat that friends, like you just said, shout out to Henry, teammates, shout out anybody you want, coaches, literally anybody you want. All right, DJ, so that's the Q&A portion. Pretty good questions, very good questions. Good answers, DJ. A very good Q&A session. And now let's get into your show and tell, shall we? So let's get into your show and tell. So is there anything that you want to showcase to us tonight? I'm pretty sure backstage you got some medals that I saw backstage. So do you want to
So
showcase
do
that?
you want me to show both or one of them?
Whatever you want, to be honest.
Okay. So as you might be able to hear, I have these medals right here. I have all these. I have all of these. I
Mm-hmm.
got so these two are from AAU tournaments.
Hi.
These three are from Perseverance. We
Mm-hmm.
won two, lost one, got silver. And this little medal right here that I'm holding is from my school, like field day run. Had to get like first place, stuff like that. And that's for my medals.
Mm-hmm.
And I have GT cuts and signed by Glenn Rice right here. If I can zoom in on that,
Glenn Rice. All right.
I got this signed at Miami Heat camp when um, an NBA player came over from the Miami Heat. But Glenn Rice came over to like watch for like the eighth graders in high school was over there, like scout him out, and I got my shoe signed. So yeah.
All right, so cool. Very cool. Glenn Rice signs your shoes, especially all those medals. And then one medal you said in particular, the field day medal. Once again, back to elementary school. I miss those field days. DJ, you're bringing up a lot of memories. Elementary school, kickball, field days. That was crazy. You know, I miss those. But hey, okay, good. Good showing. All right, medals. The Glen Rice shoe. All right. All right. So now let's get into your picture portion of the show and tell. Let's get into the picture portion
Okay.
of the show and tell. But before we do that, we have some. So DJ. So before the 100th episode, we had a photo contest. We had a photo contest basically of the top overlays, and we obviously chose our winner. Obviously from yes, appears. Guess who appears? Mr.
Hey,
Beast.
DJ.
Hey.
Has Carlos been taking care of you?
Yeah, he has.
You having a lot of fun?
Yes, I am actually having a lot of fun, actually. Yes.
I got a surprise for you, DJ.
What is it?
Look on the left side of your screen.
I
You're on
am.
Instagram now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Wait.
You're live. You live on Instagram
Whoa.
now.
That's,
Indeed.
Tell your mom and dad that you're Instagram famous now.
I'm Instagram famous, y'all. You finally proud of me?
Goodness.
All right, Carlos, let's keep the show going. You want to keep that smile on DJ's face for as long as possible.
Yeah, I do. All right. So you have some pictures here, Tony. So do you want me to showcase those?
What pictures?
The one with Carter Penn. And
Hey. He's a LeBron James fan.
Carter?
Yeah.
Interesting. So DJ, so tell Coach Tony who your GOAT is.
Allen Iverson.
AI. The killer crossover. Man, he done crossed over everybody from Jordan to Kobe to Peyton to the most feared little man in the NBA.
Biggest shorts of all time.
Man, I'm mad that he didn't get he deserved the title, but he ran against Shaq and Kobe. That year.
I have a rookie card of AI in my room. I also have another card in there.
You fired, DJ. You didn't have that in your show and tell. Now, fun fact about DJ. I saw him at Ballin' on the Beach, but we didn't actually meet. He was sharing the court with another guest that we've had, Mr. Camden Harzinski, at Ballin' on the Beach. And I actually came to see Camden Harzinski, and our guest today caught my eye because I'm like, who's the world does he keep passing the ball to, getting all these buckets? So they let me know who he was. I didn't get a chance to, snatch him up and say hi, because he was long gone by the time that game was over. And I took a Photoshop with Camden, but I tracked him down on Instagram and talked to his parents, and he's here.
I am.
Wow.
Shout out to the Florida Vipers.
Wow, that's a crazy story. Hey.
Did Carlos tell you that he was at Ballin' on the Beach too?
You were?
Yeah. Yes, I was with Coach Tony. I was actually there for another reason too. My brother Christian was playing for a team over there at Ballin' on the Beach, so that was one of the reasons why I was there. But obviously the other reason, support our guest. Obviously 2 for 1.
What team does he play for?
He played for this team temporarily. Like I think he played for this team like for one tournament. It's a Phantom basketball.
Oh, Phantom. So, do you know Treyman?
Treyman, yes.
They blew their 5th grade team out by 100 points.
Gee whiz.
It was 111 to 11.
What a way to give a shout out to Team Phantom.
For them.
Only on the Be Ready Sports podcast.
We don't hate them.
But Treyman is one of the number 1 teams. I don't blame them for losing.
Oh, no, we don't. They're obviously a top program.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Trey, man, we ran into them there, too. We came to see Coach Jay. Shout out to Coach Jay and his son, J2, Jewels. And they had and let me not forget Mr. Levi, Mr. Denoise, Mr. Mays, and that whole squad. We actually got a chance to see them against the Indiana. What's the name of that team? What's the name of their team, Carlos? Their number 1 team in Indiana.
No,
Is it the
Hoosiers.
Phenoms or something like that?
I think it's Phenoms. Yeah.
That game went down to the wire, man. It was standing room only over there. Everybody was over there watching that game. It was a great game that came down to the wire. I think we went to what, 2 overtimes?
We
And then
lost in Wellington to Sniper Gang, Kodak Black's team. We lost to them.
speaking of that, we had one of their players on here too, Mr. Elijah. And I know one of their coaches. He's a character. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so hopefully you might see a new squad at the Ballin' on the Beach if they get their act together. And my Hurricane Basketball Academy, they want to experience balling on the beach, but we got a long way to go.
Long way, long way. And no, I mean long.
Jeez, Carlos, really? You was just giving us praise for winning the game 57-4. Now you're like, we got a long way.
No, but there's steps to it. There's steps to it. You can't go from frenzy to ball on the beach. Like, no, you gotta frenzy.
They want to.
tournaments, and then ball on
They
the
got to
beach.
be in shape to be over here.
Yes.
I mean, when the first time we couldn't come because our coach forgot to register us, so we didn't get to go last year. But this year we got to the finals. We lost to I don't know, who did we lose to? We lost to I don't know what team they're called. But I mean, we lost in like the finals to get to the championship.
At least you made it to the finals in your first year down there.
Yeah.
We got a lot of. We gonna see. We got some good comp this weekend, so we gonna see. But let's get into your show and tell. All right, and shout out to the Florida Vipers, and Mr. DJ and your parents for allowing you to be on here.
Thank
That's Mr. Rain Man over here, Carlos.
Yeah.
Mr. Rain Man. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, but like Carlos said, on our 100th episode, we did a contest with, we showed our top photos that were submitted to the podcast, and we had a winner by a nosebleed. You want to see who won on episode 100?
Who won?
Drum roll. Mr. Tate Medina.
Whoa. What in the world? How did you get that background?
Everybody loved this picture.
I'm so confused.
Oh, no, we don't want to get.
You can't edit that, though. There's no way.
We don't want to confuse you. But
It's
this is
just
Carlos.
taking-
This is Carlos's boy right here. He interviewed Mr. Tate. Carlos really likes this athlete. So who knows? Carlos might interview him in about 5 years when he announces what college he's going to.
All right.
Oh yeah, Carlos is going to be the $200 million man on ESPN. He's sharpening up his interview skills today. So this is your guy, Carlos. Why am I doing all the talking? Tell him about Mr. Tate and how he won.
Yeah, so he's from Texas. He's a football player from Texas. Plays receiver. Even plays linebacker on the defense side of the ball. He's can play offense and defense. This was his media day, DJ. So this was his media day. So basically, they had that background, obviously for media day. Got the helmet, the visor, the nice gloves, and yeah, that was for his team over there in Texas. So yeah.
All right, and I want to shout out to my man Matthew Castro, who's in the Instagram. We want to give him a shout out for coming out, showing support from my guys, and I want to wish him luck this weekend with his new squad at Florida Elite down there in Miami. So Matthew, go out there, kick some butt, man, and bring home some hardware. Got to show love to my man Matt. He came through for us in the clutch. All right, so we're gonna do this again, DJ, on our 200th episode, and we have some nominees, but we have a little problem here. This guy has 3 photos here, and we need to narrow it down to 1 to make it to the 200th episode. So we need your help. So you're a hooper. He's a fellow hooper. So let's get your thoughts on which one of these 3. So we're gonna show them one at a time. You're gonna get your thoughts, and you're gonna rate it 1 out of 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the first one.
I went to that camp. I got invited to the CP3 National Middle School Combine.
Oh shoot! Okay. Yeah,
That's where I went to Indy.
Hey, that's big time.
Hey, you may have seen him in person then.
Well,
he's 1 grade above. I think he's in 6th grade, so he's 1 grade above you. Class of 2032.
yeah, I participated in that one. Even though I'm in 5th grade, I got invited to it.
Awesome. Maybe you maybe saw him there.
Brady was also there. Shout out Brady McSay. He's on my team. He's our point guard.
Nice. All right, well, this is a good spread right here for Carter, but on a scale of this episode's not about Carter, it's about you. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning that if we don't put this thing on our 200th episode, we need to hang ourselves. Or 1 meaning if I show this picture one more time, you're going to cancel our podcast. What do you rate it?
I'll give it a 6. I mean, there was like 500 kids that went there. That picture, I'm pretty sure, is on my TikTok. If you look at it, you'll see that. You should put that one at number 10.
Yeah, and all the links to all DJ social media is in the description of this video, so you can click them and you can go straight to his pages and support my man DJ. All right, now what about this one?
I'll give that one a 7. It's better.
Okay. All right. We're making progress, Carlos.
Yeah, there you go.
And last but not least, my favorite is this one.
5.
Jeez, DJ just shot me in the foot.
I mean, okay. My opinion, he's just holding a basketball. You gotta be like doing something, like spinning it on your fingers, and then that would make it like pop. That would make it pop.
Okay, I got you. So
you see you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
All right, Carlos, we're 1 for 1 of 1. DJ says we need to add this one, and Jackson said we need to add this one. All right, we got 1 more nominee. This is I'm talking about Landon. I'm sorry, Mr. Landon Avery, who we interviewed last time. Mr. Avery is a football player, and what do you think about this one? Should we add this?
I'll give that one a 7.
All right, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go into your photos. You don't have to rank them, but what we're going to do is we show your photo, and it's show and tell. We show you the photo, and you tell us the story behind it.
Okay.
Now, we didn't mention balling on the beach, where I did see you hoop in person.
Okay.
And here we go. Fun. Before you give your story, fun fact: on the intro to the show, we actually took the picture in front of that exact same sign at Balling on the Beach.
So My dad wanted a. Sorry about that. My dad wanted a picture on against the sign to post on here. So we took a picture. My dad started. He tried putting music and a video on it, but he's like, you know what? Let's just post this. Then we'll put it in another video. So we posted it, and that was after the game the first game we played, we won. So that's that one.
And how was your experience at Bowling on the Beach in that humongous facility?
I mean, it was good. I mean, it was really fun. I mean, it was like 50 courts. I mean, a bunch of food stands, a bunch of stuff like that. Um, so yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this next one. You ready?
Hmm.
He might give us a funny look, Carlos, when we show him.
All
Because
right.
not sometimes we know that 9 times out of 10 the guest doesn't even know what was submitted.
All right. Let's see it. All right. I'm gonna need a backstory for this one.
Oh, he's coughing.
So that was last year, I'm pretty sure. That was before a game, and I was really nervous, really nervous. And then um, I I had my hair cut, um, and we played okay. Um, yeah, that one doesn't really have a big backstory.
All right.
Well, let's make it even better. This is DJ's draft photo, y'all. This is his draft photo. He's going to the league.
I don't know if I'll use that photo.
I would not use that photo first.
I don't know because obviously.
If you look at my hair, you can see like the flatness in it.
All right, moving on. We're not here to. We don't want to see. We don't want you to flame yourself. So let's move on. All right. Let's see the story behind this one.
That was at North Broward Prep. That was speed school. And that was at Coach Garish. Shout out Coach Garish. That was his like his little get together group, strength and conditioning stuff like that. And there's like around 50, 75 kids there, stuff like that. That was the picture that they took of me with the massive camera, and yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting your S&C on right here, your strength and conditioning.
Mhm.
So we've been there. The North Broward Prep, great facility. Great facility to get some work in. Beautiful campus. So, I think Carlos, did you play some tournaments up there, or you just went up there to work out?
Plenty of tournaments in both gyms. Yeah, so they have two. Yeah, so they have a pretty large facility that they have two gyms, the middle school gym and then obviously the high school gym, which I played in both. So
Yeah, my boys haven't had the experience of playing there
don't worry.
yet, but they will.
They will. You know, they're gonna the North Broad Preps, the Coral Springs gyms. You know, all things like that.
But here's the real fun part. Now, you ready to show them why you're on this podcast?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Why you so elite?
Let's go.
Let's go. You hear that, Carlos? Let's go.
I know. Yeah.
But real quick. We want to show you the video. We also had a video portion also on the 100th episode. So you know what, Carlos? Before show the 6-second clip, do you want to give DJ the backstory or tell him the story after we show it to him?
I'm gonna just say a backstory now. All right. Yeah, so the backstory behind this next clip that we're gonna play. So, pretty crucial game of the season of our high school season. This was late in the season. We kind of needed this game, to up our postseason stock a little bit. So that was a close game. We're gonna play the 6 second clip and then we're gonna play the full sequence one. So,
All right, before we do, you want to give this shout out to. We always give a shout out when he pulls up.
oh yes,
Mr. My god brother, Mr. Travell Richardson, with Beats Bottom One Production, um, who made our custom intro song to our podcast. That's his voice that you heard on here. So thank you, Travell, for that. You're always goaded for that. Um, he makes great gospel music, and you tune into his podcast. I think it's the last Saturday of the month where he goes in. They play. You get your praise on. They play some gospel tracks, some upcoming artists, um, back to back to back to back. So it's a wonderful experience. I've experienced it myself. So y'all got to tune in. So shout out. All right. So Carlos, let's show DJ the 6 second clip, and I really want to get his reaction to this.
all right, here it is.
That is priceless right there, bro. He's speechless.
His coach is so mad at him, but so happy. Gosh, how? How do you pull up on one leg from 3 and make it?
It's crazy.
If I did
Yeah.
that, I'm not going back in.
Uh-oh. Carlos we lost Carlos. No, get back in here. All right. When Carlos gets it together, let's show you the full clip in that scenario of what happened. All right, so let's go.
That was crazy.
Yep, and the 6 second clip was the one that won the video portion by a hair. This is the clip that was in second place.
Tough lay.
Yeah, very tough. And that clip was on the show, was number one for a very long time. But Christian edged him out on the 100th episode by a single vote. All right, we had to get a non-biased person to make the final vote, and that's how Christian won. All right, but we got one video that's already made waves. Speaking of the theme of game winners, this is also by Carter Penn. It's a 17-second video. I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to let you see it, and you can vote on it one out of 10, like we did on those photos. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go.
I rate that a 9 out of 10. That's crucial for the other team. At the end, you saw that kid rip his jersey off.
Yeah, we pointed that out too on the episode. That was actually Actually shot that with 0.6 seconds left. So what happened was they were down. They were down, and they got a technical. So Carter made both technical free throws, and they were down one at that point. The other team failed to inbound the ball. They had an inbound violation, so they got the ball back at 0.6. All they had to do was inbound the ball. The game was over. Kind of similar to what Carlos talked about earlier with Austin P when they caught that bogus timeout. But they had an inbound violation. So Carter's team got the ball back in 0.6, and then they inbounded to him, and then he hit that game winner.
Okay.
All right. But let's get into your clips. That's why we're here. That's why everybody's tuning in. They want to see your clips. So
I posted one I'm pretty sure it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. A video got posted.
on your page,
Yeah, on my page on TikTok.
I unfortunately do not have TikTok, so I didn't see it.
It might also
But-
be on Instagram. I don't know.
Who knows? It might be in one of these collection of videos that we have. All right, so let's get into the first one, and then, like I said, we'll play it, and then you tell us the story behind it. All right.
All right.
All right. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay.
So that one is we played a team called Carnage, and I was the main point guard on that team, and I was dribbling. And then after that, I got an easy layup after the play. So that's that one.
Awesome. So let's get into the next one. This one's is about 26 seconds long. Let's go. Oh, you can talk to this one. For copyright reasons, I had to mute the music.
You're good.
So that move right there. Look, Carlos is a nominee for our 200th episode.
Hey, that was a pretty high pro hop. That was a high pro hop.
Oh, we got the clip by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it right there.
Yeah, when I saw that, I thought you were gonna do like a high pickup, like a 1-2, and finish off 1 foot, but you finished off 2. That was a pretty high jump that you did. Good job, DJ.
Thank you.
All right, on the scale of 1 to 10, because you're gonna be going up against Carter's game winner with that video. You think you can knock him off? You think you can beat him? Yeah, you can. Come on, DJ. Have confidence in your pro hop, bro.
But that's a game winner from 3. That's like a pro hop bucket. Think about it. A game winner from 3 with 0.6 seconds left, compared to the normal pro hop. In my opinion, I would say that was better, but pro hop's still tough though.
Hey, you never know how our viewers will vote.
True.
You never know. What do you give your pro hop on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'll give it an 8.
All right. I like this guy. Guy, Carlos. What do you give it, Carlos? 1 out of 10. Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
I'm gonna give it an 8 too. The jump is what got me. That high jump. That's what got me. But hey, good finish. I'll give it an 8.
I'm gonna give you a 9.73246, DJ. Only because it was in slow mo.
Oh yeah, slow mo too. Yeah.
Slow mo makes it more intense. See? The creativity in your video, you might win. All right, so we gonna run through these because you really was telling us about you. My brother-in-law gives you a 10, bro. You see it at the bottom.
I see it.
Give this-
Somebody other.
Oh, he said he give his pro hop. Oh, no. He said he give his own pro hop a 10.
He gives
And
mine a 9.
gives yours a 9. I think yours is a little bit better. My brother only got one good knee. I'm messing with him. Nah, y'all both sick though. Y'all both got some sick skills. All right, let's get into the next one. This one's about 21 seconds long. This video you were cooking Carlos. I mean, you was cooking in this video. This is Carlos's specialty, defense.
Oh, 7 steals. Wow.
It's like, give me that. So what are your thoughts, Los?
Oh, me. Hey, defense. You got some steals there. Hey, the defense.
That's it?
Yeah, you asked my reaction, right?
Shout out to you, DJ. 7 steals. That's good.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get into your next clip. Let's get into the next one.
Green bean.
There you go.
You shot that in about 0.6 seconds.
That one was one of my wide open. I don't miss wide open. Like when I'm wide open, I most of the time I make it. But I've only missed them a couple times because I'm like not locked in before games. Or I'm either hurt. Every sports person, whenever they do practice or games, stuff like that, there's always going to be something wrong with them. There's always going to be something wrong in your body that hurts or like you hurt or like, you know what I mean? Like hurts, like pain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For me, I have this weird groin problem where I have to stretch for it to for most of the pain to go away, but there's still a little bit of pain when I run. So I have to push through the pain and keep getting buckets.
You got to step up your recovery. Those only heal with time. It's not something that you can just put a brace on that's only thing you can do is wrap that up. Game time, put an ace bandage around the pain area so you don't put a lot of pressure on it. And when you're not training, rest it. When you now have games, rest it. It's the only way it's gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to do a Jason Tatum.
No. Jason Tatum's a baby.
Oh, I really like this guy, man. Bulls Celtics.
No, but really, if you think about it, Kobe Bryant tore his ACL, but he still went to the line and shot his free throws like they were nothing. Jason Tatum had to get a wheelchair.
Achilles. That's even worse than an ACL. Achilles. Yeah, he sinked 2 free throws and walked off. He's built different, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for your next video?
Yes, I am.
Let's get it. But Carlos is anxious. He's about to jump through the screen.
No, I'm here.
All right, so let's see your transition. Shout out to your editor.
That's my dad.
Spin
move. Okay.
My editor is my dad, actually.
Shout out to you. Give him a shout out.
Shout out dad and mom.
Shout out.
So what was your thoughts going into that fast break? because you picked it up kind of high. I thought you was gonna boom it like Giannis.
I mean, for that, I was like, don't mess your dribble up. Don't mess your dribble up. So, and I didn't mess my dribble up. I got past my defender. I drew the help. I did a spin move for an easy lay.
Pretty clean. All right. Let's
Mhm.
get into the next one. Let's get it. Let's go. I must have clicked that by accident. We seen that one already. Boo, coach. Boo, coach. Showing the same clip over again.
Here we go.
That kind of looked like Carlos's senior night. Wide open catch and shoot three. Where's that clip at, Carlos?
Where is it? That's the question.
Hey, did we take it off? Man, this would be the perfect time to show DJ, which y'all have in common.
Oh no, it's not there.
So what was your? I know you said earlier that you're wet when you're wide open.
Yeah.
So what was your thought on that? Because boy, that was a quick release. Nobody was guarding that.
Mhm.
He said, "Get this water." All right, let's go to the next one. This one's a little bit longer, 22 seconds, and nope, we showed this one again. I need to stay in the same row. There we go.
Another open three.
Another wide open three. Buckets. All right, I'm gonna show this one back to back. This is also pretty quick as well.
Same one, the spin move.
Man, is that your favorite move? That spin move?
I mean, on fast breaks, yeah. Most likely, yes.
Carlos, can you name what NBA player does that spin move a lot?
It does that spin move a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the top of my head.
Giannis.
Oh, Giannis.
He's the only one who could posterize
Giannis does that all.
with a spin move. He can posterize anybody with any move, actually.
Yeah, Giannis does that the most. Excuse me, y'all. All right, let's get into the next one. This is about 6 seconds. I'm not trying to run through your videos, but we got a lot of them here. All right, let's get it. Let's go.
Breaking the okay.
That was a nice screen by your teammate. All right, so how did that play end up?
Ended up in fun. I don't know if this is a word, but can I say like funness?
This is a Be Ready Sports podcast, not English class, boy. You can say whatever you want. Funness. That's the word for the day, Carlos. Funness.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the next one. That slow-mo. Your dad in that slow-mo.
That was I was on defense. If you replay it, you can see I start from the back, then I pass everybody on the court and get a steal.
I like it. You want to see it again, Carlos? Yes, you do.
Yes, yeah.
Look at the back. You'll see me.
Yes, I definitely see that number 8. Yep.
My bad, DJ. It kind of cut you off while you were talking.
You good?
Man, that is elite level defense. That's what you and Cam got in common. Yeah, at Ball on the Beach, they were getting steals after steal, after steal, after steal. They were like a dynamic duo.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
but
right,
that was a nice hustle play right there.
my bad, Carlos.
There you go.
This next one's about I'm gonna get through the quick ones. Then when you have a 3, you have about 4 mixtapes here that I want to get to. I'm gonna save those for last. But here's this next one, 6 seconds.
Good job, DJ.
I think that was the fast version of the slow-mo that you just played. So we was actually able to see you track that ball from the other side of the court. All right. Let's see. Let's get this one. This is about 20 seconds right now.
I don't explain, I execute. I stop talking when I realize noise don't build it, just advertise. While they ask what's your plan, I'm already in motion, already the man. I don't need none, I don't need clap.
Actually posting the one with the music. Hopefully we don't get a copyright strike, Carlos. So you didn't. So that was a compilation of your 3s, but let's talk about your 3s and that court that you were at.
Which one?
Perseverance.
The one with the P. It's perseverance.
Yeah. Let's talk about that facility. How'd you on a scale of 1 to 10? How do you rate that playing in that facility right there?
The location's horrible, but the court's okay. That turn and in one of the other tournaments that I played in, the best court I've played on was we played in a literal cage. A court surrounded in a cage.
In a cage, yeah.
It was so fun.
Played in a few venues like that. But I saved your mixtapes for last.
Okay.
Right? So this is the fun part. You get to talk about your mixtapes. So I'm gonna get into the first one. Here we go. Hey, this one has some great music that I unfortunately had to mute.
Nice shot. Okay.
So nice shot.
There's that high pickup. Yep.
That was the high pickup there. There's the steal. Oh, that place looks familiar, doesn't it, Carlos?
Yes, it does. It does indeed. Oh, nice breaking off the trap there. All right.
They have what you call it, an event there they call the cage.
Yeah,
that we go to a lot.
Yeah, they change from time to time. But yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So tell us a little bit about that mixtaping you and that game that you had there at, well, I call it the cage, but that's what's the name of the school, Carlos, again?
Somerset Academy Key.
Yeah, Somerset Academy. So DJ, tell us a little bit about that game there.
I knew we were gonna win from the start, so.
All right, pretty cool. All right, let's get into the next compilation. I think you got about 3 more. It's about a minute 2. Let's show this one.
What it takes to go.
This is the slow-mo version of that big 3 that we showed earlier.
Stay in that corner. There we go. Yep.
Kick out.
Everybody in the inside, stay in that corner for the 3. Yep. Very good job shooting that 3. A lot of people with pump fake there. So good job for having the courage to shoot that.
Yeah, I I always teach you, hey, you got that. You get that opening, let it fly.
Yeah, because Tony, there's people that when they come up to you to contest, like people pump fake that, and they should shoot that. And
Just
people
let it
pump fake
fly.
that. Yeah, just let it fly.
After you make a couple of them, they're gonna jump at you. Then you can pump fake and go.
There you go. It's strategy. It's a strategy. There you go. Perfect.
Oh. So how long did it take you to get your shot that consistent, DJ?
About a couple months. About, I would say around 7, 8, maybe 9 months to
That's not
fully
bad.
get that like full art with my hand to shoot, like my wrist
Yes.
with
And
the one hand. When I first started, I don't know if I can do it, but I used to shoot like with two hands like this, and then I used to push off and then end off like this.
Yes.
yeah.
Then my coach had me doing this for like a whole practice, just doing this until I fully got it. Then I started going shots, started stepping backwards, backwards, and backwards even more until I got
And
my
then
shot
they're
back.
and they're getting more consistent. Somebody else on this screen used to shoot that with two
Shout out
hands.
Coach Marcus.
Oh yes, yes. I used to shoot like this, but then it took some time. DJ it took you, people don't know this. Like it's hard to change your shot. Like it's so hard. Like it takes like months and months to actually change your shot. But now I'm able to do the normal shot, no more the normal shot form, unlike before, where you don't actually shoot like that anymore, like this. Now you just shoot like this.
All right, now we got one more compilation. We saved the best for last. You ready, DJ?
Yep.
All right, let's get it.
Ready to the checker flag, ready through the red light. 12, get me there, won't pull over till I'm dead right. Ride to the sun, ride, can't about no big time. Ain't gon' get no ride with me that day. Back there, from west side, level with the best style. With the Crenshaw, wherever mine, better know. Hopping in the loop, jumping bags, it's so like you to me a look. Left turn, shit before the crowd in my lap. Real dope boys with the trap. Big yacht, ballin' like a big shot. So my make me room for you. Gotta let them know. I don't tongue, that's a loud lip box. Solitaires, all I do is big rocks. I came from Dilly Rock, all the way to hit ya. On the throne, then when I'm on, she can kick rock, let her know.
Told you I saved the best for last, DJ.
So on that fast break spin move, did you see that I broke the guy's ankles?
Yes, yeah, that was the
He almost fell. He crossed his feet inward.
Yep.
Yeah, I
And,
did.
and then he like
Cross your feet.
tripped.
Defense 101. Don't cross your feet.
Well, it's kind of hard when you're trying to guard somebody that's shifty and is deadly with that spin move.
Hey, but you
Once you get
never,
it down like he does, it's very hard to stop.
but you
Yeah.
never ever cross your feet, or else you're gonna end up on a mixtape. Prime example right there. End up on a mixtape.
All right, DJ, before you have you give your final shout outs and have them tell everybody where to find you and what you got going on. This is the point of the show is where we did your Q&A. We showed your photos, we showed your videos. This is the part where Carlos gives his take on you and tell us why are you elite and why you're on this show. So Carlos, the floor is yours. What is your overall synopsis on Mr. DJ Adams? Dun 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 dun.
DJ, you're a very elite shooter. Elite shooter, indeed. You're a very elite shooter from the clips that I've seen, that we've all seen. Very elite shooter. A But just like you said, it took months, to change your form, right? From this to this, definitely is paying off. Shooting, obviously that spin move is obviously your go-to move. I'm assuming that spin move. And I really like how you jump off two because that's gonna be useful for the next level to jump off two. But hey, good job, finishing off two, shooting, and yeah, very impressed, DJ.
All right, DJ. So go ahead, DJ. Give your final shout outs. Shout out to anyone you want and tell them where they can find you and what you got going on next.
Shout out Coach Marcus, Coach Mo, Coach Brandon. Shout out Coach David. Shout out Dad, Mom, Dylan in London. Shout out Eddie and Murphy. Those are my dogs. And you guys can find me at knowthat_Boca. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, DJ, it's been a great interview. We want to thank you for being on the Be Ready Sports podcast. Because of your age, we have a time limit, and we've hit it. So we don't want to keep you on here forever.
You're good.
So Carlos,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Let's do the count out for our GOAT here. We're not going to do the spiel tonight.
All right. Yeah.
Let's give the count out. Let's do the countdown for my man DJ because we went over time.
Yeah. All right. Like, share, subscribe. In 3, 2, 1.
All right. So to be ready, you got to what, DJ?
Stay ready.
And we out. Tune in tomorrow. We got another elite guard, Mr. PJ Hardaway. Thank y'all for tuning in.
See you guys tomorrow night.
Be ready. Stay ready.